We are back. Welcome to another episode of the Side Dive Podcast. Your hosts, William Johnson, Tim Jaspering, Vernon Johnson, giving you our takes on Iowa State sports. Uh, got a lot to talk
Whoopee!
about. Your boy is gonna be Bootney Farnsworth tonight. Go ahead. Hey, I ain't gonna tell you. Go look it up.
Yeah,
We got a lot to.
That's got your homework for the week.
Exactly. That's your homework. Somebody put something in the comments or hit us up on Facebook and Twitter and tell us where that movie what movie that's from and who played the character. See if anybody wants to play along. But yeah, a lot of basketball to talk about, both the men and the women. It was they kind of mirrored each other. Yeah. Both had since we last met, both had a loss and then came back with a big win. So let's hit those men up and started off with down. Oklahoma State was home. Yep. Last Saturday,
yeah.
Oklahoma State game was at home, and they took it on the chin, 64-56. And I don't even know if it really felt that close.
No. No, I texted you. I think I texted you two things. Grill. I think in the first half I was like, Grill looks sore, and then I texted you. I just don't like the feel of this one. Yeah. Three texts. Don't like the feel of this one, and then the last text, we're in trouble. It's just it was just. To me, it seemed low energy. I don't know.
They came out. It wasn't the greatest of first halves, but they were excuse me. But they managed to hold a 6-point lead at that half. Maybe they should not have gone in the locker room because the wheels came off after that. And when I mean the wheels came off, I mean composure-wise, I mean it was like Iowa State was a completely different team. Like you said, low energy.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally have a guy on the team who's nicknamed.
Oh, damn.
His nickname is synonymous with energy. Yet, I'll agree with you. There was low energy.
Well, I mean, even like Holmes, you know, he wasn't his usual self. Like he's been playing at Hilton all year. So yeah, it was just one of those games you could tell was going to be a slog. I mean, Oklahoma State's been playing well. I think they've won 4 of their last 5 or something like that.
Yeah, they lose a starter and get better. Like, okay,
yeah,
make it make sense.
Well, I think, yeah. Well, they got Cisse back. He's been hurt. You know, I mean, he's a beast in the middle, and then Bryce Thompson started playing well. So, yeah.
I mean, it didn't help. I would say they didn't shoot well either.
Right. Yeah.
At all.
I mean,
no, it was just rough. I mean,
first half, it's a miracle that they were winning at half because they shot 35%.
Yeah. So so Oklahoma State's like a top 10 defensive team, but to me, it didn't seem like it was Oklahoma State's defense that was doing it to us. I don't know if you guys got the same feel of that, but it just seemed like we were like it was just one of those days where it's not your day, you know. And so I don't know.
Oh, it definitely wasn't the day. I mean, and I mean a lot. I mean, you're 20 or 57 from the field.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah.
Right.
So what are the stats? I mean, between Grill, Kalsher, and Holmes, they had a rough day.
oh,
True.
for sure. I mean, they were a combined 5 for 5 or 25,
Yeah.
and 5 and um. Wow, I just noticed this. None of them made a 2-point basket.
Damn.
What?
Yeah. None of them made a 2-point basket.
And that's crazy for Holmes. I mean, because he's been kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been a big part of his game, taking it to the hole.
Kalsher didn't go to the line. Grill was 1 of 5 from the line. Holmes was 2 of 4. I mean, Iowa State as a whole was 9 of 19 from the charity stripe. I mean, they were 57% in the first half and 41% in the second half. I mean,
That
they were
hurts too.
5 of 12 in the second half from the free throw line. I mean, good grief. It was just bad.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, more turnovers and assists.
Right.
Rebounds were even.
Really.
Fouls were even.
Actually, and Iowa State had more offensive rebounds than they did,
Yeah.
which is good.
Lipsy played pretty well. Didn't he have a pretty good line in that game, if I remember right?
12 points, 6 boards,
Yeah, I mean that's your freshman.
2 assists, a turnover.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the story was, like I said, I thought Grill looked sore, and then in the second half, I think he's getting frustrated that he can't do the things that he's used to doing, and it's just then you start missing shots and it starts building up, and you got guys talking shit to you, and it just, I mean, because he got a technical on that towards the end of that game. It's, that's just, to me, it seemed out of character.
Well, it's like if you're not, I know dudes are competitive, but if you're getting to the point where you're becoming a detriment, somebody's got to pull the plug.
That's
whether
what,
it's the coach or whether it's you yourself.
I do think TJ probably gave him too many minutes in that game. Especially towards the end.
Well, I mean, he played 35.
Yeah, exactly.
The second most of the team. Kalsher had 38.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about it after the second game we talk about. But I mean, I would talk about some rotation issues I think I'm having.
Okay.
With the squad, but Oklahoma State cranked up the pressure, and Iowa State kind of folded. Kind of like what game was that? Was that Missouri?
Yeah.
Where they started pressing, and then Iowa State started giving the ball up.
Yeah.
That was the big comeback. That was the Missouri game?
No, that was Texas Tech. The big comeback was Texas Tech.
Well, and then that was the next game, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was back-to-back games where Iowa State just didn't play Iowa State ball, and then we saw in the second half of the Oklahoma State game. I mean, and it's not as though Oklahoma State wasn't necessarily fantastic.
No.
Not at all.
I mean, they shot 47% from the field, and they only shot 70% from the free throw line.
That's I mean, call me a homer, but to me, like those three, Missouri, Texas Tech. I mean, maybe not Missouri, but definitely Texas Tech, and Oklahoma State, it felt like we lost those games. They didn't beat us. You know, like
Yeah.
it was because of our own meltdown in one area or another. But that's what's frustrating, I think.
Yeah. Not just taking care of, not just taking care of what you can take care of.
But then you go look again. I mean, Texas Tech's been on a roll since they beat us. You know, they go and beat Texas.
And this
So,
is true.
I mean, it's not like they're losing to teams that aren't really talented, but it's
Yeah.
just frustrating when you know, it just feels like you lost those games instead of got beat.
For sure. For sure. So yeah, took it on the chin. That second half got outscored 38-24. Like I said, the second half it felt worse. I mean, it was 14 points, but it kind of felt like it was more than that.
Yeah.
Iowa State just looked out of sorts. That was in front of 14,000 at I almost said Jack Trice. James Hilton Coliseum. And then they came, TCU came in. If we do remember, it was a nail biter down at TCU the last time, and Iowa State managed to managed to scratch out a was it 1 or a 2 point win?
I think it was a 1 point win.
Okay.
Kalsher hit the big three.
No, that's right. That's right. He did do that.
It might have been.
And I don't know why I'm not seeing it because I'm blind apparently. Yeah, 2 point win. So yeah, Kalsher hits the big three, contested three.
Yeah.
And Iowa State goes on to win that bad boy. So here comes TCU, probably a little revenge on their mind. And no, not today. Iowa State jumps out 11 at the half and goes on to have a 11-point win, beating TCU 70-59.
I don't think they never trailed. They never trailed, did they? I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
You are correct.
Yeah, jumped out 15-2, and then a couple times.
It looked like it was going to be extra
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah, but I mean, we let them back in it.
Yeah, the closest it was 15-14. That was with 9:43 left in the first half, and then they got the separation, and then that was that. But taking a look at the stats, Cyclones shot 52% in the first half and shot 45% in the second. Something happened in that in these second halves with our shooting. But it was 49% overall, 35% from the three, and 88% from the free throw line.
Nice.
Look at that.
Yes.
I need to find it. I did see a stat about Iowa State's free throws.
Oh, it's bad, dude.
It was before the Oklahoma State game. I think it was Chris Williams that had tweeted it out.
I know we're like 300 in the 300s nationally.
Yeah, that's what 329th.
Yeah, and we're
Yikes.
last in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Well, you can't go much lower.
Yeah. 329th in free throw percentage. So
because what game, Vernon, was it when I asked you about that? It's like what you know, because like you said, you know, you practice, you run, and then you shoot free throws. It's just like,
Right.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. Either you have it or you don't. I don't know. But then they come back and have a good night like that. So,
You can improve on your free throws. Obviously, you can do that.
I mean, is it mostly just mental? You think?
That's what I think. But I mean, there's studies out there that show if you shoot well from outside, free throws should be a snap. You should be able to knock down your free throws.
Well, I guess that explains it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
They're streaky at both.
Case closed.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, there you have it. But it was a big breakout night for Jazz.
He's
As
in
he
the starting
drops.
lineup. In the starting lineup
Yeah,
too.
pay it off because he dropped 22. 22 points, had himself 5 boards, a couple steals even, and a block.
Was that high for rebounds? Because I don't think anyone jumped off the page.
Him and Shun both had 5. And then Holmes had 16. And then everybody else is in single figures. Trey King had 9, so he had a good game. What were we rebounded? How was the rebound? Oh, we won. It's amazing. I mean, I don't think we've out rebounded this many teams in a season in an extremely long time. I mean, it was 31 to 28. We had less fouls.
How many assists did they have? The Cyclones had.
Cyclones had 12 assists, but the 16 turnovers.
Yikes.
Yeah. They turned the ball over more and more.
Well, they were pressing us too.
Yeah, Lipsy had 6 turnovers. Kalsher had 5. I mean, there it was. I mean, those two combined had 11 of the 16 turnovers. So that's something. If they're going to make a run in both tournaments, they're going to need to take care of the ball. They just can't. Can't be that sloppy.
I mean, y'all called it a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a month ago, about the blueprints have been shown on how to beat Iowa State.
That was Missouri game.
Yeah.
Well, then Texas Tech did the same thing.
Yep. And then Texas Tech was like, "Oh, look at that!"
Yes.
And here we go.
West Virginia.
Yeah.
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 That game was just weird though.
Yeah, we discussed that. That's true. That's right.
Yeah.
I sided with the refs on that one.
You did. I thought that was interesting. No. No, it is interesting because, you had dudes from Cyclone Fanatic talking about how they thought that they talked about the refs too much, and then in this last game that the fans were going on about the refs too much, and TJ, he doesn't even, I don't think that guy will ever get a technical, which whatever, that's his style.
Yeah.
So and I think he was just kind of like you. It's just like, well, it's the way they're calling it tonight. It's like you just have to deal with it. So that's why I thought your reaction was interesting on that.
Clones had 11 steals, so that was good.
How many did Lipsy have?
Lipsy had 2. Kalsher had 3. Trey King had 3.
Oh wow!
Jazz had 2, and then Demarion Watson had the last one. It's funny because Grill only played 12 minutes in that game. Where he was 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 2 from the 3-point line, and 0 for 1 from the free throw line.
So around here, some of the talk on the radio was, at least on one of the shows, was were those minutes disciplinary? To me, I'm like, you had Jazz back and he's playing well. You leave Grill on the bench,
especially because he's not healthy.
Exactly. Right. So that's my thought.
I mean, and you know what? Maybe it was, but either way,
and that's fine too. That's fine
he
too.
real needed to sit his ass down because
Yeah.
he's not healthy.
Right. Yeah.
So, one thing I'm tired.
Here we go.
I am tired of Robert Jones.
Dude, it's this late in the season, man. It's it is what it is.
Because
newsflash.
it's
Yeah.
not even
Not a
just it's not just us saying it now. I am not the only person saying it. Even the announcers are saying it. How much he struggles from 2 feet away. I mean, quite frankly, for somebody whose program height of 6'10", you should be embarrassed that people are actually mentioning that when they say your name. When you put in a 2-foot basket and somebody says, "Hey, Jones scored," it's like you should take that as an insult and figure out a way to do better.
Well, which game was it when you were like, he dunked?
I think that was in the Okie State game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I am a proponent of more Hassan Ward and less Robert Jones, because we're not getting big Rob energy. I'm just getting a big Rob letdown. Bum. I'm tired. I am tired. I am zeroed out on Robert Jones, just like I was when he first got here, and now I'm out. That's a wrap. I'm done. I'm tired. Goodbye.
What's that? Swipe left.
No. Oh yes. Swiping left on that. Good night.
Oh, shit.
There. Hassan Ward. Give me Hassan Ward. TJ, I need more Hassan Ward.
Dude, he's been
less Robert
less.
Jones.
I forget which game it was when I brought that up, but because it was that game where he only had like 4 minutes or whatever, but he had that breakaway dunk and that steal and breakaway dunk. But I mean, obviously he's not. I would assume he's not doing what he needs to do daily to get more minutes. I don't know. You're the coach, VJ. What do you think?
I mean, from listening to what William has said, I would agree that that change should be made. Although, I mean, it is late in the season.
That's right.
Then you got to worry about the chemistry.
Right.
But if you want to win games, and you have that discussion, I mean, it is right before tournament time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, once you hit the tournament, you don't want to do that, but yeah, I'd say give it a test.
So actually, so I was listening to TJ's coach's show, and he brought up how rotations. He's like, those decisions are made up in August.
I mean, I'm going to here. He might be right. However, there's no coach on this earth who will say stick to.
Right. Obviously,
so,
right. It's not set in stone, but
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, every coach of the season saying that these are going to probably be my top 5 to 7, top 5 to 8 players, and this is how I want to come in and out. But anyone can start. Anyone can start at any given time.
Yeah.
And that we're talking middle school basketball even.
Yeah.
I mean, so and now at the collegiate level, come on, if you're not producing, your spot needs to be moved. Your position needs to be moved.
And he's becoming a liability on both ends. That's my problem.
Well, the one thing that we're not there for is practice. So, is he practicing well? Is he, doing all the things the coaches are asking him to do and doing them well at practice, and it's just not transitioning to the
Right.
game? If that's the case, then maybe the coaching staff is saying we have to give him some more leeway. I don't know how much more they need to give him.
Apparently, they're going to give him the rest of the goddamn career.
I mean, who knows?
In his career, I'm not saying there's going to be any career after Iowa State. Shit. I mean, I guess they got basketball in Iceland. So, anyway.
I just think it's one of those things that, you can't. You just have to deal with. Now it is what it is.
Yeah, I know. I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. So,
Oh shit.
So next up, Saturday, K-State, and then down to Texas. They'll probably try to give it to us down there, like
Oh, they will.
we gave it to them. But
What about K-State? They're kind of reeling like we are. They just lost to Oklahoma.
yeah.
I think that they've lost like 4 of the last 5 or something like that.
I mean, everything is going to it's all coming down the wire for all these damn teams. Where the seeding and
Baylor and Kansas play this weekend too. That'll be good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a battle royal to the end. I mean, right now you got Kansas, Texas, Baylor all at 9-4, and you got Iowa State at 8-5, and K-State and Oklahoma State are 7-6, and then there's TCU at 6-7. So, those first 7 teams are all going to be scratching and clawing. I mean, TCU's hanging in games, and they ain't even been healthy all damn season, I don't think. It seems like every time they turn around, they're missing somebody.
Yeah, and when they were healthy, they went into Allen Fieldhouse and just rolled Kansas. I mean, they just killed them. I mean, they were making their threes, but I don't know.
So,
who would you put your money on?
To win it all?
Yeah.
I mean, as painful as it is for me to say it, until somebody stops them, there's got to be those jackasses from down the road.
Yeah.
And I ain't going to say their name or that dumbass slogan of theirs.
Yeah.
So, that's who it is. All right. Now, we flip it over to the other squad, the Cyclone women. Since we last spoke, we'll get to that. We will get to that. But since we last spoke,
Vernon shows up with his burner orange zip up on tonight.
They started off with a game at West Virginia. Was that game going on while we were recording?
Yeah, because you
get some updates, didn't you?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So Iowa State gets knocked off 73-60. They were down 3 at the end of the first, which surprised me, but I mean there was some awfully cold shooting going on from the Clones, and awfully good shooting going on for the Mountaineers. But at halftime, they held a slim 1-point lead. Here's the stat, and it's like, wow, West Virginia's hanging with us. But here's the stats for the first half from 3-point line, because that's where Iowa State women live. They were 3 of 9 in the first quarter and 0 of 7 in the second. So therein lies the rub. A a couple of those knocked down, and maybe West Virginia's not feeling so confident. But because and I think the 3 that they hit in the first quarter, if I remember correctly, were late in the first quarter. So Iowa State came out of that game kind of flat in the beginning, and then kind of scratched their way back in towards the end of the first quarter. But yeah, only shooting 3 of 9, 6 of 14 from the field, and no free throws in that first quarter. And second quarter, 0 for 7 from 3-point line. But they were 6 of 6 from the line. West Virginia wasn't any better. I mean, they were 1 of 6 and 2 of 7 in the first 2 quarters, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. So, I mean, the stats reflect the score in that first half. And the second half. Here are the numbers. 4-14 in the third quarter, 4-14 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. In the fourth quarter, 3 of 15 from the field, and 1 of 7 from 3. They got out
7 total buckets in the second half.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. 7 buckets and 9 free throws. They got outscored 22-13 in the third and 17-12 in the fourth. And oddly enough, it was done. The damage was done. Well, that fourth quarter, it was Iowa State was fouling, and West Virginia was making their free throws. West Virginia was 13-16 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter alone. But neither team did shit in the fourth quarter. West Virginia was 2 of 9 and 0 from the field, and 0 for 2 from the 3. But they're playing hack a Shaq, and they made all their free throws. But here's another key for Iowa State: 17 turnovers. Once again, we're talking about an Iowa State women's loss, and we're bringing up the one thing that they don't normally do, and that's turn the ball over.
Well, then if they're not making their threes, it's just like
that's true too.
A long day.
Yeah, no threes, and way too many turnovers. Assist to turnover ratio. They had 9 assists.
Oh damn!
Oh, wow.
But then again, you only made 20 field goals. So
I mean,
they're almost 50%.
They were almost
in the game though. I mean, were they rush shots? Were they close to
I didn't see it.
I watched the game. It just didn't. They missed. I mean, they missed shots.
Okay.
I mean,
so it's not like it was a defender rushing out at them, or
no. They just. I mean,
it just wasn't the night.
Poor Naimir Du probably thought, "Man, what the hell?" I mean, she had that blistering game.
Yeah.
And then was 2 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, her offense has kind of disappeared the last couple of games.
I mean, 2 of 9 from the 3-point line. Donarski, 1 of 10 from the 3-point line.
Yikes.
Yeah. Ashley Jones, 1 of 5. Emily Ryan, 1 of 4. Danae Fritz didn't even. I mean, she was 0 of 2. In a surprising, I killed her last time out. I started to, and I held out. It does not show in the stat line, but Morgan Kane actually played a good game. Was like one of the lone bright spots in that West Virginia game. I mean, the defense, the hustle was there. But
Big Morgan Kane.
She's not a focal point. I mean, she was 1 of 2 from the field and hit both of her free throws.
So you're telling me you're gonna bring Rob Jones back too, since you got on him tonight.
Maybe,
Yes.
maybe.
There we go.
Hopefully,
There we go.
hopefully. But she played 19 minutes, had the 4 points. I think we're going to be in trouble. I mean, we're literally playing nobody extra. I mean, Jones 36, Emily Ryan 39,
Well,
Danae
other
Fritz
big-
35, Donarski 38.
Yeah. All their other bigs are hurt. I mean,
Well, I mean, they're not even sitting the guards.
yeah.
I mean, Zingaro played 3 minutes. Shantavia Dawkins played 2 minutes. I mean, we got 24 minutes from the bench. 19 of that was Morgan Kane. Maggie Vick didn't come in, neither did Mary Kay King. I mean, there's only 5 people on the bench. Yeah, after the starters. I mean, granted, we lost 2 bigs. But for Maggie Vick, I mean, maybe she's just. I mean, I know she's gotten in a tick or two here in blowouts, but I mean, is that arm just maybe not healthy enough to get out there and give any kind of meaningful minute in any kind of meaningful game? Or is she just not ready, or what? I don't know. But there's a big. I mean, Mary Kay King is my girl, but I understand why she ain't going in the game. I understand that. No disrespect, Mary Kay. You know I love you. I am on that MK squared bandwagon. But yeah, I mean the lack of a bench depth is going to bite Iowa State, and I think in both tournaments. Those 6, the starter 5 and Morgan Kane, their bodies are going to collapse at the end of this, when this season is completely over. I mean, they need to get them to the stretch lab, to the masseuse, to some yoga, to everything, to rehabilitate their bodies, because they got to be completely worn out at this point. I mean, they've got to be. I mean, Jones, Ryan, and Donarski got to be averaging 35 minutes a game.
I did hear some of Finley's coach's show too, and he kind of brought that up as far as what practices look like right now, as far as basically quick and intense. Not obviously not easy or whatever, but just scaled back. So.
I mean, but I think for some high schools too, but at this time of the season, most teams are tapering off like that. Just again, because it is such a long season,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
well,
that's right. We either he needs to trust his depth more, or he's got to try to find some ways to get some rest if he wants to make a run in the postseason.
Yeah.
They go down to West Virginia and take one on the chin. And then in comes Texas. And the last time they faced Texas, they took it on the chin, on the nose,
last
to
the
left eye.
Last few times, it's been brutal.
Yeah, they've been pushed around and shoved around by Texas, and not this time. Not this time. The Cyclones jumped out ahead and ran away and hid. It was 66-61 was the final, and it was 22. It was 22-11 after the first quarter. And I was feeling good.
I know. I threw that text out there that we were up by 15. I'm like, oh, they're playing well, and then
Yeah, I mean, Texas is gonna make us run. They're a good team, but
yeah,
I mean, 6 of 11 from the field in the first quarter, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line, and 7 of 10 from the free throw line. All great stats. Is how you end up with a 22-point first quarter. Second quarter kind of tapered off a little. I mean, they were 5 of 12, hit the 1-3, and no free throws. But Texas won that quarter 13-11. But still, you go into half of the 9-point lead, which you don't feel real comfortable because it is Texas. And like you said, our history has shown that things just don't go well when you're playing Texas, whether it's here or there. But this time it was here, and the ladies handled their business. Second half started out kind of like the first. Iowa State wins the third, loses the fourth. But the thing that stood out to me right off the bat when looking at the stats was Iowa State out-rebounded Texas 25-21.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, oh no, wait, I take that back. They did not. They got out-rebounded 43-33. And once again had a lot of turnovers, 15 of them. But when you shoot 53% from the 3-point line,
yes,
Yeah, dude, that's hard to beat.
That's the Iowa State women that we know.
yes.
I mean, you can have 15 turnovers and more, and they had 11 assists on the 23 shots. I've never known this Cyclone team to be a shot blocking team, especially without Suarez, but they had 6 blocks.
Shit,
And
the girl from Nebraska got some playing time.
who?
Jekalinga Wintentanda or something like that. She plays for Texas. She played for All Out Attack when she was in high school, though. She's from Nebraska.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, never heard of her.
She had a nickname. Sorry. I didn't mean to derail it. My bad. Didn't mean to derail it.
No, you good. But Iowa State had 15 turnovers, and Texas had 12 steals. And I think a lot of that came in that fourth quarter because Iowa State and I think that right there is where that fatigue starts to take over.
Yeah,
Right.
especially with a physical team like Texas. I mean,
yeah,
because
they played. I mean, they played eight ladies, 6, 8, but their minutes were a lot more spread out than Iowa State's minutes. Rory Harmon played 40. The next person played 32, and then 30, and then everybody else was in the 20s. So they're a little bit more fresh than Iowa State was, and it showed in that fourth because Iowa State got outscored 21-14.
One thing I thought was interesting that Finley said, it was they played 4 different defenses in that game, and they only played man for 2 possessions. So
Iowa State did?
Yeah, and he said they changed that after they came back from West Virginia. Yeah, so
what was the reason behind that?
Evidently, what happened to West Virginia, just I don't know, changing the pace of the game, dealing with size. I'm not sure, but yeah, I thought that was interesting because he talked about how the rebounding thing with Texas is like it's kind of a we're not going to out rebound them. We got to figure out what we're going to do. Like he said, we just can't give up, and ones after offensive rebounds and all the, So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, they just changed because they've been known to do that throughout the years, to play out these crazy zones and everything. But it didn't. I didn't know some obviously playing zone until lately, and then he said that they played basically 4 different defenses in this game.
So minutes wise, Izzy Zingaro had probably the most minutes she's had this season. She had 13, but Dew and Morgan Kane were both in foul trouble. I mean, Kane eventually fouled out with 5. Dew finished with 4. So Zingaro, she came in, played her 13 minutes, had 4 points, three rebounds, got a block. That's good. That's the kind of shit that we need. Now, Maggie Espin-Miller McGraw did not go to West Virginia. They didn't say why she didn't go. They just said she wasn't with the team. And then against Texas, she only played 2 minutes. I didn't see any of Finley's show. Did he mention her at all?
No, I don't remember him mentioning her. Obviously, she's dealt with injuries a lot through her career, hasn't she? So hopefully it's not that. Or I don't know. We could use some minutes from her, though.
Definitely. I mean, there's those minutes to get, Jones, Ryan, Donarski, Fritz, to get them, a 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, sitting on the bench. I mean, she's skilled enough. She's played enough games that she should be able to come. So I mean, hopefully she's healthy enough.
She's another shooter. I mean,
yeah. To
it's reported for personal reasons.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
So, well, hopefully those personal reasons are taken care of, and
hopefully, yeah, she's doing okay. I mean,
she can.
Hopefully, it wasn't anything bad.
Yeah, continue to be a contributor on this team. So they finished 49% from the field, 53% from 3, 60% from the free throw line. 12 of 20 is not good for Iowa State. Women,
yeah, that's.
We'll take that for the men any day.
That probably goes back to your whole minutes thing, though. I mean,
yeah, because I'm sure they had some free throws at the end of that game that didn't go down. I mean, Ashley Jones was 7 of 11.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
And the way she throws her body around, I mean, good grief.
Yeah, she was getting beat up too.
So yeah, what do the women got coming up?
Isn't Baylor coming up?
Yep, Baylor on Saturday
at
Baylor.
Yeah.
And then come back on Wednesday at Okie State. The 2.5 games behind in the conference standing, so it's going to be an uphill battle. They're going to have to win their games and then get some help probably if they want to finish the top. Texas and Oklahoma are tied, and then Iowa State. The Oklahoma State game Baylor game is big and Oklahoma State is bigger because Oklahoma State and Iowa State are tied for that third spot, which I guess in the end, in the tournament wise, if it started right today, they'd be playing each other anyway. So
yeah,
I guess 3-4 doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but you definitely want to stay in 3 or 4. So I mean, West Virginia and Baylor are a game behind Iowa State and Okie State, and then Kansas is 2 games behind. So just like on the men's side, the women's side, the top 3 teams or top 7 teams are separated by 4.5 games. I mean, Kansas is pretty much almost mathematically out. a Texas or Oklahoma win and a Kansas loss knocks Kansas out of any chance of winning it all. But 3.5 games for Baylor and West Virginia is doable, as is 2.5 for Iowa State and Oklahoma State. So, these last, 4 or 5 games, 2, 4, 5 games for Iowa State are going to be big, and three of the 5 are on the road.
Yeah, that's rough. So we talked about who we thought might win for the men. Who do you think on the women's side? Who would you pick?
Let me look at Texas's schedule. The schedule they have down the road, they've got a pretty tougher one. They got West Virginia next, and then they're at Oklahoma. So they only got 4 games left. West Virginia, at Oklahoma, Baylor, and at K-State. So they don't really have a cakewalk there.
Yeah. Baylor at home.
No, they're at Baylor. Oklahoma is at Kansas. They got Texas at home, K-State at home, and at Okie State.
Damn.
Ooh, they might. Yeah,
that's a little rough.
But their tough games are at home though, so right? They had Texas at home and
Texas and K-State are at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Kansas and Okie State, who both of those will be clawing because they're trying to improve their seeding.
Yeah.
So they'll both be scratching and clawing to get out. So toughie along the way. Okie State's got 5 left. Lucky for they're at Texas Tech, so that's going to be a blowout win for them, unless something crazy happens. And they got the Clones at home, at Kansas, at West Virginia, and Oklahoma. So after the Texas Tech game, Iowa State's actually got the best schedule.
Yeah,
they still have Texas Tech and TCU.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we have because isn't TCU at home on senior night?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Texas Tech is senior night.
Oh, Texas Tech is senior night. Okay.
Yeah. So, Iowa State's at Baylor and then at Okie State.
So if they could pull off one of these.
Yeah, one of those two, they've got a really good shot.
Yeah.
Because then it's.
And that's crazy. That's crazy. Considering what they've gone through.
Yeah. Because then it's at home against TCU and then at Kansas and then at home against Texas Tech. So 2 of those last 3 should be beat downs because they've already been beat downs at their places. So I'm not expecting anything different. And Kansas was a 14-point win at Hilton. So I'm sure Kansas might already be deflated by then. So let's hope so. So we got higher hopes for the Cyclone women winning the Big 12 than we do for the Cyclone men. And it's just because it's goddamn Kansas. And they seem to just magically always find a damn way.
Every year.
I mean, if Baylor can win this weekend at Kansas, I don't like our chances, but I do think we could win at Baylor. We have to win this weekend at K-State first, but
for sure.
Who knows?
All right. Well, we've come to that part of the show where everybody loves. When they don't get to hear me yelling about some player or something.
The whole hour for.
Yep, that's what y'all been waiting for. All right. Song of the week.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Clutch time. You got to have the Wu-Tang on.
That's right.
It's on second half commercial breaks, side dive, got the Wu-Tang.
So, without further ado, Wu-Tang Clan, protect your neck.
Yeah. And what are the timeouts? You have under 16 and under 12 timeouts?
TV timeouts?
Yeah.
Every 4
Every
minutes.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always the second TV timeout, that song.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Wu-Tang Classic. Wu-Tang Classic. All right, people. So there it is. Side Eye Podcast episode, whatever. I'm gonna have to count them up one of these days so I can start slinging it out there. We appreciate y'all. Socials will be in. Hey, Bootney Farnsworth. I need movie and who played him. Somebody. There'll be some kind of prize for whoever gets it. How about that? There's gonna be some kind of prize for whoever can. First person to come up with who Bootney Farnsworth is, what movie is it from, and who was the actor. All right.
Let's go, Kill Lakers. Let's go.
Yes.
Show up.
Shout out to them Clear Lake Lions girls basketball.
Yeah.
Got a big game on Saturday. So if they win, are they in?
Yes.
So it's a big win. We need that big win because I need to roll up to Des Moines to see my nieces ball.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, you know how we get down. As always, go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.